Good Monday evening. We're talking about tonight's big story, the decision by a Minnesota judge to overturn a wrongful murder conviction of Marvin Haynes. Marvin went to prison as a teenager, but he's now a free man.
This is someone who has every right in the world to be bitter, to be angry, but he's not. And he carries himself with this remarkable sense of hope and positivity that is so admirable. And Marvin, I can't wait to see what this next chapter of your life has in store for you.
That was Andrew Marquardt with the Great Northern Innocent Project. He's one of the attorneys who fought for Marvin Haynes' exoneration, but it also took big cooperation from Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty, who's going to be on the show in a couple of minutes. But first, we're going to go to Kent. He was there today as Marvin Haynes wrote the first page of his next chapter in life. Hi, Kent.
Hi, Jana. Yeah, Marvin Haynes was just 16 years old when he went to prison for the murder of flower shop owner Randy Scherer. And it wasn't until Haynes' 36th birthday last week that he first learned that his conviction would be vacated. In the 20 years in between, he told me he always maintained his innocence and that he'd never lost hope that this day would come.
It was only fitting that Marvin Haynes' first steps of freedom took him directly into the arms of his family. Because despite nearly 20 years apart, he says they never left his side.
I just want to thank everybody that supported me through this whole journey. And now y'all can recognize that I'm actually innocent.
He credits his 5 sisters for helping get him to this day and through this day.
He's been here long enough. Meet him somewhere else. He's been here long enough.
After his release from Stillwater Prison, Haynes returned to the Hennepin County Government Center, propelled by gratitude.
I'm blessed. It took 19 years, but it took an administration like this to recognize true justice, that's all.
We inflicted harm on Mr. Haynes and his family, and on Harry Scherer, the victim, his family, and the community.
Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty said today that Haynes was originally convicted in the 2004 murder despite no surveillance video from the flower shop, no fingerprint or DNA evidence, and no murder weapon. Instead, she says the case relied almost exclusively on eyewitness accounts, particularly from the victim's sister, who has since passed.
Mr. Haynes was younger, 50 pounds lighter, significantly shorter, had much longer hair, and a different manner of speech than the man she described to the police. One of the lead detectives in this case even testified 2 weeks ago that he had deep concerns about the lineup procedures used during this investigation. Yet his concerns were brushed aside.
Haynes says he's thankful his story wasn't brushed aside by the Great North Innocence Project, but today their lawyers said the credit goes to his family.
If you've met any of these women in recent years, you know that they were not going to rest until their brother was free.
My sister lost so much trying to fight for me to get innocence. Like, she neglected herself in the process of me getting my life back. So, I mean, words cannot describe what she means to me.
Marvina Haynes says there's only one reason why she never lost hope for her brother.
My brother always told me that the truth will prevail. And so since the age of 16, he had been keeping his faith, and he helped me with keeping my faith, because through the struggle and through the movement of trying to tell his story, for so long, folks did not listen to us.
Now that they are listening, Marvin says he simply wants to say he's grateful and can't wait to share the news with his mother.
She's in a nursing home right now. She had a stroke 3 years ago. And I asked God, all I want is just make sure my mom was able to see this and find out that I'm actually innocent. She knew I was innocent from the beginning of this process. So I just asked God from the beginning, just make sure my mom and my father be able to see this.
What would you tell your 16-year-old self if you could go back in time and talk to him?
Just continue to believe and be patient. I mean, I knew that at 16, and I tell my 16-year self, like, it's gonna happen. It happened, and it's possible. Everything is possible.
As Marvin and his family celebrate tonight, the family of that murder victim, Randy Scherer, are grappling with a case that is now once again unsolved. Family members were not present at the announcement today, and as I mentioned, Randy's sister, who served as an eyewitness, has since died. But reporter Jennifer Hoff did catch up with a family member today, and she'll have their reaction tonight on KARE 11 News at 10. Jana.
Kent, something else we talked about this morning and afternoon was about now Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. She was the Hennepin County attorney at the time Marvin Haynes was convicted in 2005. Did she have anything to say with the news today?
Well, we did get a statement from a spokesperson that simply said she respects the judicial process, and that went on to say that she has worked closely with the Innocence Project on reforms, and she says she will continue to do so. Jana.
All right, thanks so much, Kent. We'll